This is going to be my slightly janky but hopefully helpful sort of overview of how I use DMRVBM, which is a animation exporter from Blender, like so, to GameMaker. I'm getting some deja vu here, I'm not sure why. And I'm going to demonstrate animations and textures and obviously the model, but I'm not going to show like the wiggly bones, I'm not going to show props, like other parts of the model. I know they work, but I'm not really sure how to do those specifically. So I might make a follow-up, might not. But I did also mean to make this video like 3 months ago and never got around to it. So I don't know if I would hold my breath on that. Okay, preamble. Just basic setup. This has to be, as far as I know, it has to be in Blender 4.5. And I'm using 4.5.3. And I'm using the DMRVBM 1.5. The rest of the video, like the second half or whatever, I'll go through the whole process and do everything from, I don't know, scratch you could say, and that could be sort of a more thorough example. But for now I'm just going to run over some sort of basic usage. So let's see, I'm not going to explain like basic Blender. I have an animation here. For me it's like a little guy. He's going to be sort of standing, something like this. I have 2 animations. There's going to be a few steps that are specific to DMRVBM. First one is when you're giving it a texture, you can't really, I don't think you can do it in here, maybe you can, but I have not really gotten this to work. You don't do it in here, you don't have this. Okay, so we have our texture, and we need, for whatever reason, I have seen that if you want the player here to have a material, like so, let me bring back to object, it needs to be through here. It needs to be in a texture. So I'm going to create a new texture, and I'm just going to open whatever, you know, this picture, and that'll be fine. And then a material, I'm going to, in principled here, we're going to use image texture, which is there, and then I'm going to select one of these that is a texture. So it has to be in here, I think. Because for me, if I didn't do this, if I just sent the image in directly, it would crash. So, yeah, texture into material. There we go. For animations, we're going to pop up here to scene, and I will sort of go through all this stuff, but it will export the whole set of Blender stuff here. So I have everything, well, the guy that I want here is in blocky guy, and that's sort of the collection. So I'm specifying that. You can, I think you can specify which one you want, but anyway, and I'm gonna go here, blocky guy, whatever. You're gonna set a path. So I have this set right now to my data files folder in the game that I'm exporting to. You can put this anywhere, but for me it's convenient just to throw it straight into the data files folder where I'll use it. What else? This for me is how I set these up. You don't need some of these. Like if you're not doing animations, I don't think you need bones or bone weights. If you're not doing texture, I don't think you need what is this, like UVs, I guess, and normals. But for me, I'm doing animations and textures and normals, so I have all these selected, and I think I'm just leaving these blank, but I guess put them to this if it's not working. I don't know. Object, I don't think I changed anything here, just should show the material that he has. Animations, I meant to clear this. So what you're going to do is, we have 2 animations in this project, and so if I get this one, this is one of them. Jumping jacks. I'm gonna specify the same thing, and then I'm gonna, I don't know, just make all of these the one that it needs to be. For me is this armature action. I think it'll automatically specify the range, but I have it on manual, and 0 to 20 is my frame range, so that's one of them. Good. And then I'm going to select the other one, and that should be, yeah, 2 there. This one is also going to be, we're going to specify this. Oh, okay, hold on. Here, add armature action 1. There we go. That should be good. One of these is like a floating, one of these is like jumping jack. Sure. I think bone masks mostly applies to props, I want to say, but I just have them all selected. Buttons, repeat, manual. I don't know. You can play with that, but this is what's working for me. And I think that's pretty much everything here. So add these in, specify the animations that you set up in Blender. Hold on. Like so, and like that. We go scene, and as long as we have this file here and all of these, we can just export. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But make sure that this is a texture. Make sure we have all of the data formatting that it's supposed to have, and that'll depend on what you want to do with it. And then I think everything else is pretty much default, but I hopefully got everything on camera and you can scrub through and look at it. So that was done. That took about 20 seconds. I've seen it take as long as like a minute. So give it some time if you're trying to do this. It does crash sometimes though, like if you do it incorrectly more so. So don't wait forever, I guess, but that's pretty much it. Here we are in the game. This is not gamemaker, obviously. I'm not going to explain how to set up like the animation controlling and the rendering and all this stuff in GML, because I thought the guides were pretty clear and I didn't really have too much problem with it. So I'm just going to get to the use in game. So here we have, our animation. He does need to have two models, even if he's a little bit confusing sometimes. But yeah, so textured, animated bones, multiple models, same file. That's pretty much what we're looking for here. We know the theory. I know the theory at least. And we've seen it works in game, but maybe we want to recreate it in, like, what if we want to start from scratch, right? So I'm just going to remake an entire model, start to finish, right here. And let me check, and we can, you can use this as a, oops. Again, I'm not good with Blender, so don't take what I'm doing as gospel here. But you can, scrub through this video and see everything that I did when I don't explain it very well. Yeah, okay, everything's reset. So, in terms of actual model, I'm not going to do too much here. Just going to make kind of a little block structure here. Going to give it a single bone, and I can't see that. Thank you, Blender. Let's go here. Edit. Extrude on the top. Move it down to match. And because, yeah, this one. Hold on, I'm going to grab this and data viewport display in front. That's convenient. Turn off wireframe. Now, this, as we see, is 3 pieces. So if I grab this, hold shift, select the second thing, going to parent, automatic weights. Now if I go to pose mode and move it, it'll bend like that. Cool. Now, second part, animation. Just gonna have it here. Let's see. Select all. I'm gonna hit I while clicked out here to make this keyframe. That did not work. There, that worked. Now I'm just gonna bend it. Oh, I did it wrong. Hold on. 10. Bend. Hit A to select all, but it's not technically necessary. I keyframe and back to 0. Actually, I'm just gonna copy here. Copy. Paste. Now, if I drop this to 20, like so, we have some sort of animation, right? And also, like I was saying, you can do this in here. So we have this armature action, and we can make a new one clicking this button. But lots of good Blender tutorials out there. So now that we have this, I'm also going to give it a quick, I don't think I need to be in here. Texture. Oh, it still has this. Well, open, sure, this guy. Then I'm just going to go into here. Doesn't need to be pose mode anymore. Material. Principled. Instead of this, I'm going to use a image texture. And I'm going to use the image texture that we just made. This texture. It has to be the texture. It can't just be an image from the UV or whatever. Texture paint. I don't really know the difference, but I found that it doesn't work unless you're using a texture here. So, that's kind of interesting. Oh, interesting. So yeah, texture image set there. Then we're going to go into scene. We only have this, so it's just going to be this collection, like so. And just let it be with data files. Now, I am using normals, but I don't think you have to, so, consider that. Bones and weights, I think you need. So I have those applied. I think that's everything here. Right. MTL, should be brass. Animation, okay, so I'm going to pop in an animation. We're going to use armature action, blah, blah, blah. Manual range. I don't think that's necessary, but might as well. I guess, prefer being able to have it manual like that. And I think we're done here. We have a texture, we have an animation, bones, just leave those. And let's see, export collection. Should take a hot minute, so I guess I'll do that now. If it's crashing, that's a bad sign. So, using some things that I've noticed make it crash. Using a material that's not a texture seems to just make Blender crash instantly. I saw at some point, like, I think if you have this unclicked, these bone weights, it won't, I don't remember if it crashes or if it just doesn't show up correctly. What else? Oh, okay, so it's done. It took 40 seconds. It's a good bit of time here. So yeah, main thing I think is using the image texture, select these. These I'm just leaving blank. Have your animation here, manual animation range. Again, not necessary, so I'm not really sure why I keep saying that. You do have to specify your poses. Bones, bones. I think we're good. Welcome back. Do we need an introduction? Here we are. Here's our lad. He's kind of scary, kind of weird. I'm not sure I like him very much. But there we are. Textured, animated models from Blender.